Good morning, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle.
Muscle.
We are here with Coach Karen, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Your money mindset coach. She can be found on the web everywhere at Profits in Daily. So
Yep.
we are so excited to have her. She's been gracious enough to give us the opportunity to capture some of the nuggets that she has to help us run our homes and our businesses better financially. So I'm going to give a shout out to my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And the next voice you hear will be that of Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada.
Oh man, I tell you, I couldn't get a better intro than Terry, okay? This is fantastic. All this month we'll be talking about a lot of things, branding, customers, and all kind of stuff. Because guys, September, when God reminded me in my spirit, I was like, whoa. This is the month that makes 48 years of business. 48. Now, it's not one business, guys, but 48 years of being in business. This is my home. This is what we do.
That is amazing, Coach. That is really amazing.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, wait. Yeah. And, and really and truly, I have to talk about branding. That's why I'm talking about it today, just to really let you see what people see when you developing things and doing stuff. Branding. Today we're talking about branding, guys. We're talking about branding, not in the social media sense. Terry Johnson brings that to you guys beautifully. She explains it. She tells you about it. Listen to her. Go back and listen to her. She's really informative in that stuff. She knows what she's talking about. I am looking at it today from a feeling point of view and financial point of view. Because it truly is. There is things that I'm from Guyana, South America. And when somebody...
Morning, Cecilia.
Morning, Cecilia. Thank you. When I look, when somebody calls a name about something, it brings up this feeling inside of you. And that's the brand. For example, we had a brand, Brown Betty, and they sell ice cream and milkshakes. And if you tell anybody about Brown Betty, the first thing happened... So if you're in my age group, you go back to being a child. You remember spinning on the chairs, the smell, the feeling. It was happy. It makes you laugh. Exactly. Just like it. You just start giggling for no good reason, because that was the good time. Your parents are taking you there and you're going to have a good time that evening. They're going to take you to dinner. You're going to get ice cream and milkshake and the whole works, because it was huge, where you get to eat dinner and then there's like a dessert bar where you get up on these chairs that pumped up stools and a lot of kids would be, it was a really family situation. So you feel nice about it. And so when you think about those things, it's a feeling truly when somebody's got a good brand that come about. I was about 3 or 4. I had to be married. I didn't touch 5 yet, but the memory is like I could see myself on the stool. I can smell what the place.
So branding invokes certain feelings.
Certain feelings.
Like nostalgia, like going to the soda shop.
Yes.
Back in the 50s. And a lot of people do their brand around that. Like Mel's Diner is designed like a 50s soda shop. And okay. And some brands do old-fashioned ice cream parlor looks.
Yes.
So when you walk in, it invokes a 1930s type.
Yeah. That's what they want to invoke in you. And right there and then they're telling you their customer, who their clientele is. They're telling you that young or old, this is the kind of train of thought. This is the feeling the person wants. Brand, we knows about feeling and the look and the shapes and the color. But what it's deeper than that is the feeling that you get from it. It's And so that's food, but let's talk about if it's clothing. There's stores that you go into, and the feel that it gives you, you will
Yes,
buy automatically. You hear the name and it brings back things. Sometimes subconsciously you don't even realize what it's bringing back inside of
exactly.
you, but it's happening, it's waking up. And
Hmm.
over time, if you pay attention, you'll start thinking about it. Sometimes you pay no attention, but somebody says something and you're like, oh, even if you never said it out loud, because it's
Mm-hmm.
inside of you. And so when we hear about branding, we have to know it's yeah, it's touching you right there. Right there.
Yes.
It's a feeling. It's a
Hmm.
feeling. So I gotta tell you, when I first came online and people say, nobody cares about feeling. People do if it's just a soft skill that nobody talks about that'll bring finances, but it do. It makes for repeat business, which for the business owner you get to be financially sound. So branding is a feeling, it's a smell, it's a taste, it's a look. It's where it pulls you back and into. Most people, if they were to put it down, it's like clothing. You might have a lot of clothes, but you wear a chosen few. And those chosen few is bringing up and bringing back and doing something to you. That's why you wear those chosen few.
Oh, is that why? Because I know that I have some go-to things that I just gravitate to them when I am having a no-brainer day. I don't want to think about, what to
Right.
put on.
Yes.
I
Yes.
just, and one of them is this turtleneck. I mean,
I
it's
yes,
it's probably part of my brand
it
because I like
hugs
to wear
you.
a black
Yes.
turtleneck
Yes.
a
I
lot.
remember you've been wearing that. You love that turtleneck.
That's
And it just works. It just works.
it works for me. And
Yes.
there's a lady in New York is a designer, and she wears a turtleneck, a black turtleneck, and big glasses. An older woman, white
Yes.
platinum hair.
Yes, I know. Yes. Yes. Yes,
I
I know
can't
who.
call her name, but yeah. And plus, that turtleneck's working. I love turtlenecks anyway. So yeah, so that's my brand, and I connect
That's
with it.
mhm, mhm. And people connect, as I said, people connect without even recognizing how they connect.
Exactly. I didn't think about it.
You don't think about it. It just does. And how does this contribute
Mhm,
to your finances? Well, when you build a solid brand
mhm.
of looking after and caring for and allowing people to feel whatever they need to feel, they are your repeat business. Those are the people that come back and buy from you. When I first started learning, I mean, I knew business the old fashioned way and the grind and do it. I
Mhm.
didn't know, I would say, I didn't know business how to polish it up. I will say
Yeah.
this. I
Okay.
didn't, I was a child, so I didn't get it. And in my teens, I made a lot of money from it. So I was like, yeah, this is great. In my 20s, same. But as I got older and I start understanding and studying, really studying to understand certain things in business to grow it and get it to the point that I want it to be, um, you know, I have to look at other things and see why. And it allows me to look back and see things that I was doing right, but
Mhm.
I didn't have a name for it. It wasn't
Exactly.
categorized.
Exactly. Exactly. And sometimes you get confused because you start worrying about the labels for what
Mhm.
you're doing versus doing.
Right, right. And I always I thank God for this skill always. I said, I really got lucky in terms of not having to let that hold me back. And I remember one time I was wearing this outfit, and my husband had said to me, it was my boyfriend at the time, and he said, um, something about along the lines of what people would think about it. And I said to him, well, I don't dress for people. I truly dress for me. And he stopped and he said, what do you mean? He said, people are going to look at you. And I said, no, I dress for me. The style I wear is what I love, where I see myself in, and I get to the dressmaker, because all
Mhm.
my clothes used to be made for me. And I get there and I describe what I want, and she would get it done. And I felt amazing in it. And because I felt so good in it, I'm getting compliment left, right, and center because I am now waiting for them to tell me it's good. Sometimes we got the misunderstanding. People tell you good and you feel good, but that's because you've been feeling good inside before, some small part of you. So they are just contributing to that feeling.
Gotcha.
They're just building on it. And that's the same goes for your business. If you're in business and you are not feeling good about your business, you have a few clients, but they'll start dropping off because you are not oozing out what you want. You are doing the opposite. So people are just contributing to whatever it is. It's money. It's like money. When you say, I don't want money, I don't like money, it's going to go from you. It's going to find a new place to go and live. You will lose it. Somebody will steal it. Things just happen. And I'm not saying that that can't happen without you thinking it, but usually it walks out of your purse, out of your door, out of your bank account.
Well, it doesn't feel welcome.
Nope. You're sending it away. So it's leaving you, right?
Yes. I
You
wouldn't
know?
want to live where I'm not wanted.
Right? You got to give it work to do. So as a business owner, and let's talk about a business owner, when you understand the kind of feeling you invoke into people and you give out, you need to really center your business around once you get it, because it takes time to build, to understand. Let me be clear about that. Nothing is overnight. Every successful person who made $1 million or more were churning away in the background, doing the things that made no sense, that you think it's a waste of time. And I'm going to give a perfect example. A friend of mine, we were talking about it the other day, cleaning up your emails. Well, why would I bother to clean up my emails? A waste of time. If you're a solo entrepreneur, you have no assistant at the moment, that's what you do. It's not a waste of time because it allows you, while you're cleaning up that email, it may take a whole day. So you set aside a day. And while you're doing it, you're going to see a pattern in yourself. You're going to notice things that you contributed to, but that doesn't work anymore. You get a chance to unsubscribe. You get a chance to do whatever you needed to do, but it's teaching you something. Go sit, do your email. Matter of fact, I got to go do some on mine. And you need to get a pen and paper so you can understand what's happening. Your money's in there too, if you are online, because you got to use your email. So you want to go and look at that. Another example, if you are living in a lot of clutter and a lot of things are happening, it's an outward expression of what's happening inside. So you need to go take care of that. See where the trouble is. Go look after that. Because when you feel good, your customers, you're like moving away everything to give them a path to come to you. Bring them closer to you. You know, I was on TikTok a couple weeks ago, and a lady was asking this question. She said, what is your brand? And we were talking about feeling the brand. And she said, yes, Caren. She said, what does your brand do? I said, it makes people happy and joyous. And it wouldn't seem like that would be the answer for money, but it does. It does, because I'm a naturally happy person, generally happy person. And I exude it in everything I do. When it was food, you happily come and buy from me, and I could talk to people for hours. When it was hair, same goes. When it was clothing, the same thing. You know, my mom, sometimes she hear me on the phone and she used to say, Caren, I guess that was your friend. I'm like, no, it's a new client. She's like, it's not your friend, because we sometime are on the phone because we connect. You know, it could just be a pajamas. I remember a girl wanted a custom-made pajamas, and she called me. She said, I have the fabric. I know people don't like you to submit their own fabric at the time. And I said to her, it's okay. You can send it to me, because she's living very far. Until she posted the fabric, and it came. I got her measured. She sent me the size. She was camping. She sent back the picture. She says, Caren, it's gorgeous. Everybody enjoyed me in the pajamas. Just online. I had a little Etsy store at the time, and she loved my design style. I'm very simple and minimal in my design style. And she said, can you do a custom? And I did a custom. Sent her the price, no problem. Pay the money, no problem. My brand, and it regardless of anything I do, really spark joy in people and bring them happiness. Money is a tool. So you happily get to spend the money or collect the money when you sell your goods, because we have done something really great working together.
Yes. the smile on my customers' faces. That's the part that brings me joy, and keeps me doing it.
Keeps you doing it,
Mhm.
keeps you going forward, keeps you moving, even when you don't feel like moving. And the ultimate goal is, if you're a business person, it's going to bring you the money.
Mhm.
Eventually, you're going to be paid. And people, as I said before, start associating what you do with whatever you decide your brand is. I didn't know initially mine was happiness and joy, but when I look back, because I started with food, that's what I brought people. Yes, they came to eat, and they could buy a lot of the things that I made
Mhm.
somewhere else. But without a doubt, people will leave, park their money at me, waiting for the produce.
Mhm.
When I heard came online and people talking about pay up front and whatever, and people like, why would I do that? I was like, hmm. Again, I didn't have a category or a name for it, but this was something that I was used to. People, my stuff was so good, or the atmosphere or the feeling, because at the time I didn't know what to name it, that
Mhm.
it made them wait. If they couldn't get their goods today or this week, they will pay in advance. So when the first fresh batch come or whatever is going on, they're going to get it. Because at one time in Guyana, we weren't getting flour, and our country had banned a whole bunch of foreign things.
Oh, Cecilia, so sweet. She says, yes, seeing all of Terlina's clothing made me smile. Beautiful, had to buy one. That is so sweet.
Right?
Cecilia, you know what? You looked fantastic too. I I just love the way you lit up when you tried it on, and it just looked beautiful on you. And that's the part that keeps business owners going. What
Yes.
it does for their customers,
Yes.
that's the thing that keeps your passion burning.
Yes. Yes. It really does. It really does. When you can't connect to your product, you can't connect to your customers.
Well, you can't. I don't know how people sell things that they don't believe in, or
Yeah.
things that they
There
don't
you go.
like. I
There you go.
mean,
There you go.
I don't sell anything that I don't love. If I don't love
Exactly.
it, I'm not trying to, give it as the gift to the world. Mm-mm.
Exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
trying to serve it up.
No, no,
It's
no.
like
You have
serving
to be
something you don't eat, right?
right. Exactly. Exactly. You cannot sell. I remember telling my mom that at the time, because I can't remember where she was going with whatever she was selling. I said to her, you don't eat that stuff. Why would you sell it? She says, well, the customers really it would be better for them. And it turned out, I mean, it didn't last long. She had to go back to what she did, because she wasn't in it enough, because it wasn't her thing.
She wasn't happy.
No.
There's no joy in offering up something that you don't love.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work. I get to talk about money. Why most people might shy away from it is because I love talking about it, not because of the love of money, because I love what money can do. I love how I help people to organize their money. I love to help people manage their money. I love how I can show people what their money can do for them if they use it in the right way, if
Mhm.
they discipline themselves through it. I love to show people that no matter what you say to me, I don't have, we will go in and find you money that you think you don't have,
Mhm.
because it's been coming to you, just where it was distributed. And if it's not enough, we think of ways how to make it enough so that we can get a bit to do what we need to do with money. And it's because I love counting. My kids used to laugh at me. I love counting money. I used to have them when they were younger and they get their allowances. They would put up for tithes, they'll put up for saving and for spending. And
Exactly.
we'll sit at a table and just throw the whole jar out and count the things out to the end of the week and look at their faces when, like Petra wanted this pans once. And I said to her, I said, okay, so you're saving for a pans. So time come, we get to the store and she saw the pans and she saw the price. She's like, Mom, I don't think we're buying that pans.
We're not quite there yet.
She says out of season, but she didn't want to spend as much for the pans. She had enough, but she didn't want to spend as much for the pans. Now, if I was buying the pans, I would have buy the pans for her. But because she went through the process of saving for the pans and understanding what she has to do to, the allowance was there, but I had also given them the option to do things to earn extra money.
Mhm.
So she used to do a little bit of sales for me in my alteration business. She would go to the malls or wherever and just walk around and say to people, "You're looking for alterations? My mom's a great She make $10. Yeah. She was a good little hustler. And she was so happy doing it that she would just chat people up. Because when they come to me now, they'll say, your little sales rep is really great. Who is she? I'm like, it's my daughter. They're like, well, she loves what she's doing because listen, I forgot I had 2 dresses need alteration, but when she's finished talking to me, I want to get them done.
Yes.
And that's how you have to be. If not, I told a client this the other day, I said, you're really good at what you do. But if you refuse to interact with people, not only your inner circle, but to spread your wings, your business can grow. I know it's the hardest thing. She says, well, I want to hire a sales rep. I said, the sales rep could only, I'm telling you this, could only go as far as you'll let them. And here's why. You have to be so passionate that you're giving them a piece of you, a piece of the business, so that they can run and infuse it with their passion too. But you can't be the owner and say, I'm not going to sell anything. I just want to make it. Some part of you have to understand sales and marketing is part of it. Not the kind of sales where you're knocking on doors, because that's not who you are. Sales could be done in so many different ways that suited to whomever you are. And you're going to have patience and consistency and focus to get the sale, because somebody will buy from you at a time that is convenient to them. So I might call you today and say, Terry, I'm selling fried rice and I got a badge. Do you want some? You say to me, no. And then I call you next week and you say no. But on the 3rd week, your daughter is having some kind of shenanigans. And you're like, Caren sell fried rice. And you're like, yeah, can I have a tray? Because I've been consistently reaching out to you, talking to you, not only calling you for fried rice, but calling you for different things, telling you about different things. So when I presented it now to you, you were ready for the fried rice. So that's why you got it. It's not because you didn't want it. You didn't want it at the time that I first called you. And
Gotcha.
Terry Johnson was talking about that yesterday, about how many touches, and I was telling her how many times.
17.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot, but it's not 17 times, here's the fried rice, here's the fried rice, here's the fried rice. It's 17 times of different things happening. I did a painting today, girl. This is da 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 da, and you talk to them about it. If that's how you connected, right? You gotta find things that you connect with. I know my brand is about happiness and joy. So the things that I would want to send people is around happiness and around joy, even though it has to do with money, because I understand what my brand is about. I am a happy, joyous person, so I exude that. So that's what my brand is about. I happen to be paid for that.
Yes.
It happened to be money. Because who's not smiling in good spirits when they have money in your pocket?
Because when your brand evokes joy and happiness, people will voluntarily connect with your business. And therefore they will want to spend money with you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to spend money with somebody who's mean.
Right? You get into a store, and I remember this little boutique I used to love shopping, an Italian boutique. I even thought the woman owned the store, Terry, and was her daughter. She worked there. But my God, you get to the store, and she was the nicest person. I was new in Canada, and we would be talking. She says, girl, that dress does not look good on you. Let me find you something that's going to look great. And then she put me in something, and I'm feeling great about it. And we're talking about it. And she's like, and even if you don't want it today, just know this is your address. You can come back and get it. No pressure. Just there. Just had me put on clothes, tell me what I look good in, what I didn't look good in. Guess where I bought most of my clothing? There. And it's way more expensive. But the treatment, when you get into that store, and finally I bought suit, all kind of thing I bought from her. And I remember saying to her a day, I said, because a lot of shift was happening in the mall at the time, I said, I hope you get to stay. They were re-renovating and stuff. She goes, I know I'm telling the owner, I'm like, you're not the owner? She goes, no, I work here.
Wow.
But she's such an enjoyable person to buy from. She never forced you to buy anything, but you know that you're going to buy something before you leave with the way she behaved with you. And we need to really do that with our branding. We need to understand that when people don't buy, we're not to get annoyed. We're not to get upset. We're to understand that they're not ready yet.
Exactly.
That's it. They're not ready yet to buy. This is not what they're getting. They're going to look at it. They'll come back. Look, you remember I told you I was getting a serger, and I was debating with serger because I had a Kenmore serger for a long time. And oh my God, the serger is 27 years old and it's still going strong. I just need to replace the knife. It's like one of my buy. But it was a very expensive serger. I paid like $1,500 for it. But it worth every penny. But I wanted a new serger because the Kenmore no longer, this brand, they still have Kenmore, but the kind I wanted no longer around. And so I am going for reviews on YouTube, and a girl suggested a brother, and she sews jeans, upcycle stuff. And I trust her to, if a machine is not good, she tells you. If it's good, she tells you. She's not sponsored with them. She's just like, this is what I like.
Yes.
And she says, you know, if anything happened to the machine with brother, you can get a hold of them. Somebody gets back to you. She
Okay. Says, they have good customer service.
So guess what I bought? A brother machine.
This is good to know.
See, they send me the stuff. I don't have to. This was the next thing she said. You don't have the 800 number is right in your face. You don't have to go searching. True to her word. I opened the box. There it is. Bam. You can call if you wanted to. And she said they're pretty good at getting back to you. It's new, so I don't have to. But you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that brand gonna keep going because people are giving positive review. And if they keep up their good works, people are gonna want to buy from them.
Makes sense.
So when you think about your brand, you can't only think about what I'm providing and what I'm giving and what I'm doing, you know. And as I said, brand is in so many forms. Look, my husband worked at a retirement home. I used to work there also. And their brand was stellar. And they was a brother and sister, and they sold the business. And it's not bad, but it went down because the buyers didn't understand the brand. It's changed hands a few times, but nobody understood the brand. That's what I recognize over time, like from watching from the outside. And when the brother and sister owned this brand, boy, they were way up here. Way up here. The brand is just slowly.
And it's because it's from the heart.
Yes.
And a lot of industries have been bought up by larger corporations. And the corporation doesn't have the connection to the people.
Yes.
When I think about this, I think about funeral services. Yes. Recently in the United States in the last 20 years, a lot of family mortuaries were bought out by large corporations. Okay, so they don't have that empathy.
True.
They don't have the connection to the community. A lot of these family mortuaries were connected to churches.
Yes.
So it was like serving family.
You're right.
And that's how their business grew.
Yes.
So you see the difference in the service.
Yes.
The intimacy.
Yes.
The compassion. The love is gone.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And you can feel it. And it's a skill it's a skill when you turn a corporation to really be able to infuse the sameness of a small company, because it's doable. The email talks about that, you know.
If you interview your employees to find out if they have those characteristics, right? And let them know that you value those. Agreed. And you want those expressed in the business. Then when they connect with you, they can carry on the vision. Does that make sense?
That's it. You're speaking it, Terry. That's what it is. You have to have that connection. You have to have somebody, if you can, a liaison that comes in and seek out and look into. And yes, because Mr. Shordice at the time, he was the doctor there, and he came to see employees. He just walked the floor at times. He would say, Terry, how is your daughters going? And he remembered. $2, yeah, and your grandkids. He inquires how
because a lot of corporations tell you, oh, we're family here at corporate, and all our associates are part of the family.
Family.
But you never hear from daddy, you never hear from mom, you never hear from your brothers and sisters. How we family? How we be family?
Right? You got to be mindful of that. And
Yeah.
us business people that's on the line here, we got to look into those things when we're branding. We can't only think about colors and shape and the highlights. We got to think about how we make people feel. We really
Mm.
have to respect and understand that because they work hard for their money. And if they're going to spend it with us, we want to make them feel really welcome.
And I am on assignment to keep them looking beautiful. That is what I do at California Cover Ups. We're on assignment to keep them looking beautiful. So, Coach Karen, we are at the half hour point.
Yes.
Can you give us a quick review about branding, feelings, and finances?
Right. So today we talk about branding, feeling, and finances, and I look at a feeling that you get out of purchasing from a business,
Mm.
and how it makes you feel, where it carries you back to, and for the business point of view, how they receive their finances through being, through invoking, through and allowing our clients to feel and wanting to come back to us because of what we give to them. So that's what we talked about today. And
Wow.
today is the first day of a new
September.
month.
September. It's the beginning of fall. It's the beginning of the holiday season, quiet as it's kept. This is the
Yes.
quarter of the holiday season.
True,
So
Terry.
guys, if you have things if that you're going to be selling for the holidays, start advertising now.
Yes. Yes.
This is going to be the best year ever. The supply chain is interesting. So there is plenty of room for boutique businesses.
Yes. Yes. It's all
Okay.
right.
So
So,
thank you so much,
oh,
Coach.
you're welcome.
Um, I really never thought about it. I know that it's what I love doing, and it's what makes me keep doing my business is making people smile, and just the excitement on their faces when they actually buy from California Cover Ups. Because I'm like you, I won't sell them anything that doesn't look right on them. I'm gonna tell
Right?
them the truth. So let's try this style versus that style.
Yes. Yes.
This is flattering, more
Hmm.
flattering. This is your color. Some
Right.
people, you know what I mean? Because people can
Yes.
come in and just try to pick the wrong color. And
Yeah.
for one thing, you don't want your brand making them look bad.
Of course not. Of
Okay, so
course not.
this is a better
Yeah.
color for you.
Mhm.
So people, when you run your business with love,
Yes.
joy, and when you invoke those feelings in your customers, Coach Karen told us today, the finances will follow
Mhm.
because people will associate your brand with what Cecilia said. It makes them smile.
Yes.
So with that, we want to remind you guys to go to the front of your own line. Also, if you're looking for Coach Karen, you can find her at Profits in Daily
Mhm.
over on Facebook, Instagram. Where else are you, Coach Karen?
I'm on Twitter too. Everywhere I am on
Okay.
Profits in Daily, even though I haven't been actively there, but anywhere you look, I'm in there. Profits in Daily.
So we want to thank you, and we want to encourage you to, if you haven't already done so, follow us over on YouTube. We want to thank you for subscribing. We want to thank you for sharing today, and we'd love to invite you to become a part of the BizChicks community by texting biz to 33777.
Mm.
And with that, we want to remind you, go to the
In
front of
front of
your
your
own
own
line.
eyes.
Have a great day. Bye bye.